What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today UFC is pretty dull this week. Obviously, next week is going to be UFC 316. We are all extremely excited for O'Malley versus Merab and Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. But in the meantime, we've got a bit of time on our hands to talk about the future of the UFC. So today, I want to talk about the prospects in every single division that I think you need to invest in right now. You need to get on the train right now. Okay, this is coming from the best predictor on MMA YouTube. You need to get on the train. You need to start glazing. If you want to sound like a fake hardcore, these are the people you need to be bringing up when you're talking to your friends. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Dude, Cody Harden's the future, man. These are the guys that you need to get on the train now before it's too late. Before TikTok finds them, these are the guys, all right, man? We're going to be going through every single weight class. These are all fighters that I genuinely believe have potential to be ranked, to be big names, to kind of replace the stars that are starting to retire right now in the UFC. We're talking about like 2027, 2028, when JDM is still champion, but everyone else is kind of moving on or going in a different direction in their career. Okay, dude? Let's get into this, man. First one to talk about, flyweight division. Believe it or not, I'm not going to be glazing Joshua Van in this video. Listen, kid. Lona Kavanaaugh. How do you not pick this kid? I fuck with this guy, dude. I feel like he has that plot armor ability to where, even though, yes, he is extremely powerful, as we saw in the Contender Series, this guy's sleeping people. If you haven't seen him fight before, he's got pretty decent power for a flyweight. He actually tries to hurt people in this division, which is kind of rare sometimes. Like, you do get a lot of decision merchants at flyweight that are, you know, they're out there trying to fucking pitter-pat low kick and switch stances. This guy's coming fucking head tops, dude. And if he can't get the finish, he's the type of fighter that he reminds me of like Michael Chandler. I think that's the best way to describe this guy for anybody that hasn't seen him fight, or if you want to glaze him to your friends and sound like you watch the sport every week. Lona Kavanaaugh is like flyweight Michael Chandler with good fight IQ. So I believe he has a lot of potential based on the fact that he's not mentally fucking deficient like Michael Chandler. I think that he's explosive. He's got good wrestling, good power, good boxing. He's got those little short, fucking angry, like short guy hooks in the pocket. Lona Kavanaaugh, very entertaining, young, undefeated, super fucking active as well, which I know the UFC is going to be pushing this guy. And the flyweight division is super shallow. So when you get a prospect that's actually good, they're always like 2 or 3 fights away from being in the top 10. Like, you're telling me that Tim Elliott is still ranked. This guy's been cryogenically ranked number 12 since the day he was fucking born, right? Lona Kavanaaugh could easily be top 10 in this weight class. So for that reason, his activity levels, his Michael Chandler fighting style with fight IQ, badass name. I mean, Lona, dude, come on, dude. That's a fucking badass name. We're going to be putting this kid as a prospect to invest in and to glaze heavily in the flyweight division. This kid will be reaching the banner of the channel in the next couple of years. All right, man. Next one to talk about in the bantamweight division. Now, this is a risky play because other people would be getting on here. Dude, Malcolm Wellmaker, bro. Malcolm Wellmaker, dude. Malcolm Wellmaker's really good, bro. That's easy. That's boring, bro. That's a safe bet. I like to gamble my future on my predictions. Payton Talbot is still the guy at bantamweight. Now, hear me out, because all of you hate Payton Talbot now. Couple months ago, you guys were all liking Payton Talbot edits. You guys were all kind of glazing this guy, Sean O'Malley. Don't act like you weren't on the fucking train before the Barcelos fight. Why am I telling you to invest in Payton Talbot right now? Well, as a financial expert, being a YouTuber, I mean, I'm the best guy to come to for financial advice. Let's be fucking real here. You want to invest in a stock when it's low value. And I believe that Payton Talbot, I'm not saying he lost to Raoni Barcelos on purpose. I'm just saying I feel like Payton Talbot saw that he was starting to go mainstream. He wanted to remain like an underground niche artist, dude. This guy thinks he's a fucking vibe. Like, this guy literally thinks he's Frank Ocean. So I think Payton Talbot, I just remembered the Frank Ocean storyline with this guy. But listen, man, I think Payton Talbot saw that people were starting to get on the hype train. He saw he was going mainstream. He was about to be on pay-per-view. He decided to gatekeep himself and remain underground, remain kind of niche, which is the way Payton Talbot likes to be. Like, this is the type of guy that he sees you wearing a band t-shirt. Oh yeah, name 3 songs, dude. Name 7 of their albums, dude. What's their first album called again? What year did it come out? That is Payton Talbot. So I feel like he's done that to his own career, purposely losing to Raoni Barcelos so he can go back to being in the apex, beating up jobbers, you know, working on his skill set a little bit, not worrying about the big names of the division. This guy got fucking pressed by Marab, which I just, like, come on, dude. Stand your fucking base, bro. You cannot be getting fucking pressed by Marab. But outside of that, Payton Talbot still is a very big bantamweight. He's young in the division. He does have nasty striking. He can improve his takedown defense. I pray that he actually learns how to wrestle, because if he does, he genuinely has every tool needed to be a top contender, to be a champion in this division. I really believe that if he locks in, he's going to go on like a huge win streak when he comes back. I think the UFC is going to feed him some like fucking chinny old jabronis in the apex. I'm talking fucking Benicio Salvador, dude. I'm talking potentially like, you know, Cody Garbrandt gets chinned, but again, they feed him to fucking Payton Talbot, dude. I'm talking fucking Ronnie Yaya is getting pulled out of the cryo chambers at the Apex and fed to Payton Talbot. So when I look at the numbers and I look at the stock at an all-time low on a guy that one fight ago people were saying he's the next Sean O'Malley, I would say buy the dip, and then you look even more genius on a kind of blue chip prospect to a lot of people. I know he does have some sus striking defense, but high power, decent offensive grappling if he's not fighting fucking, you know, Howney Barcelos, old ass. And I think he has room to improve. And if he makes those improvements, I do think he has all the potential to be a champion. So I'm going to say Payton Talbot's a sneaky investment to make. I'd also throw a couple of bucks on Cody Haddon, mate. Cody Haddon's flipping that fucking body shots on him like JDM. But yeah, Payton Talbot's my pick at bantamweight. I'm not giving up on this guy. I know people hate him. I don't give a fuck, dude. He's cool. All right, man. Featherweight division. Now, this is an obvious pick here. I'm not going to fucking beat around the bush, dude. It's not, guys, if you're confused, it's not David Onama. It's not going to be Yusuf Zalal. Kevin Vallejos, bro. Topuria 2.0. As soon as Ilya Topuria shows up, this fucking kid spawns in and Ilya leaves the division. I just think that's interesting. I just think that's really funny what the UFC scriptwriters are doing. Like, they literally could not think of anything else. They were like, fuck it, let's just throw in another Ilya, dude. Kevin Vallejos, I shit you not, if you've never seen this guy fight before, he moves around. He fights exactly like Ilya Topuria. Like, he is a knockout artist. He has clean body work, clean counterpunching, great offensive boxing, putting you on the back foot, backing you up to the fence, and chinning you out cold. I would not be surprised to see this guy sleeping some beloved featherweights in the next couple of years. And I think that he has a storyline with Gene Silva, which is further proof that this is a main character at featherweight on the come up, dude. They seriously wrote this kid in to have a close fight with Gene Silva on the Contender Series, and they expect me not to realize that he's going to be a main character in 2 years. Come on, dude. I've been playing this game long enough, dude. I know a main character in a division when I fucking see one, man. Kevin Vallejos, invest now. This kid will be fighting Gene Silva for the belt in about 2 years. That's my prediction. I think Kevin Vallejos has a lot of potential. Really like the way this guy fights. Like, even if he loses, he's going to be entertaining as fuck. He's a sick fighter. The way that he scraps is really fucking entertaining. And he's less evil than Ilya Topuria. That's one thing I like about this guy. He kind of reminds me of Ilya, but he's not evil. I don't know what it is about Ilya. I don't know whether it's because he's 5'7" or what it is about this kid. But Ilya is genuinely a hateful, evil human being, bro. Kevin Vallejos, he's a cheery, like, nice little dude, bro. You know, he's a cool guy on Twitter as well. Go follow him, man. So, Kevin Vallejos is my pick for the featherweight division. I feel like he's a very good prospect. But lightweight division, this is the one. This is the one I've been waiting to talk about. People are asking me, oh, bedtime, what's the next storyline after JDM, blah, blah, blah. First of all, JDM's not losing the belt, dude. Okay, number one. But there will come a day when my glorious GOAT JDM retires, and I'm going to have to move on to a new Aussie casual impression. Mate, Quillin Sild killed by fucking TKO, bro. He's going to fucking go out there, put that fucking right hand on the chin. Bro, we will be glazing Quillin Sild for the next couple of years, boys. We will all be Aussie casual impressioning it up when Whitaker's retired, when Volk is retired with his belt. And I swear to God, if Volk fights fucking Yaya, I'm going to make a full video about that. I'm seeing that on Instagram. That better not be fucking true, right? But regardless of that, when all the other Australians that we like to glaze are gone, this guy will be here. Quillin Sild will be here, ripping to the body, walking people down, landing right hands, redeeming fucking gift cards, you know? Anything that you think of in a prospect, Quillin Sild can do it. I really, really enjoyed watching this guy fight in Eternal MMA. I've been watching this guy for a long time, and I think he's going to go pretty far in the UFC. He's actually on the UFC 316 fight card as well. I will be putting him as like a lock of the card on my bingo card. That's a fact. But yeah, the way this guy fights, he's a really high output striker. He's got decent power, good grappling as well. He's really well-rounded. You can see he has equal knockouts and submissions. And I think the biggest thing about him as a prospect, I'm trying to be serious here for a second because it's easy to just spam impressions, but when I'm being serious about a prospect, I think the thing about Quillin Sild, obviously, yes, he's Australian. I'm going to glaze this cunt. You know, it is what it is. Is the sky fucking blue? Am I going to glaze an Australian? Yes, cunt. Like, come on, bro. That's what we do, mate. All right? But the composure, bro. This guy fights and he approaches fights even in bad positions, or, you know, he kind of tests things out a little bit. He doesn't fight with like this rushed kind of urgency like he has to win one way. He just kind of lets a fight go on and he'll be like, all right, I'll grapple this guy. You know, okay, you know what? This is going to be easier if I strike. You know what I mean? Like, Quillin Sild is very well-rounded. He's very composed. He has good fight IQ. And I do think that he's going to go very far in the lightweight division. I think he's going to be like 3 or 4 fights from now, like talking about fighting a big name in the division, maybe fighting a ranked opponent. I think he's going to get a little bit fast-tracked because of how well his debut went for him at UFC 312. And I think he has the skill set to do that. Like, I don't see him as like a Tom Nolan. Like, I think Tom Nolan's really good. I think Quillin Sild is like a more well-rounded, like not, I don't know. It's just, I just feel like he's going to go a little bit further, a little bit quicker without getting chinned or anything like that. I think Tom Nolan has improved a lot as well. He's another good prospect at lightweight from Australia. Chase Hooper's also, in my opinion, Charles Oliveira 2.0 basically. But yeah, Quillin Sild, I'm going to throw him here on the video because, you know, mate, he's getting that fucking TKO, bro. I'm telling you, all right, mate? Next one to talk about in the welterweight division, I'm telling you, bro, like when JDM's not losing the belt, okay? JDM is never losing the fucking belt, guys. But when he retires as the welterweight GOAT, and I need a new favorite welterweight, I already know who it's going to be, man. It's not going to be fucking Ian Machado, Gary. It's not going to be Shavkat. Dude, if you ever catch me glazing Shavkat, just put a bullet in me, bro, because it's not me, dude. All right? When JDM is gone and I need a new favorite welterweight, I will be glazing the fuck out of Jacoby Smith, bro. I don't care, dude. I literally have in my notes for this video, I just have the names listed down. Next to Jacoby Smith, I have it in all caps, and I just put glaze heavily next to it. This guy genuinely, to me, is a guaranteed future UFC champion. I'm not kidding, bro. Watching this guy fight on Contender Series and in his UFC debut against Preston Parsons, this guy is fucking insane. He has power. He has like AKA Khabib, Islam, all those guys. He has wrestling with them. Like, the way that this guy was fighting on the Contender Series, he's doing shit that actually looks painful as a wrestler, dude. And I think that from everything I've heard from DC, and again, it's one thing when DC's glazing fucking 5-2 Deron win, and you're like, all right, dude, come on, man. Be fucking real with me here. You can just look at this guy fight, and you know he's a prospect. You know he's going to be a future, like, top-level fighter. He's already so good, and I feel like with enough time, Jacoby Smith, not only do I think he'll be ranked, not only do I think I will be glazing this fucking guy heavily in videos for years to come, this guy will be a UFC champion. Mark my fucking words, bro. Jacoby Smith will be welterweight champion. I feel like I've just ruined this guy's career by saying this and cursing him. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm all in, bro. Remember that I was here first. I said this first. Because I'm sure the thing is, dude, people will jump on the fucking bandwagon after I say something. And then people come to me and you're like, and they're like, why are you copying Guru? Why are you copying Lucas? I'm like, I was here first, motherfucker. So just remember that I said this first. I was on the JDM train first. I was on the Bilal train first before Kenny Okolo. And I'm on the Jacoby Smith train right now before anybody else. Remember the name. He will be welterweight champion. All right, dude. Let's move on to the middleweight division. And this is kind of an easier choice. This is not like an underground name. This guy's making a pretty big impression right now with the MMA fan base because I feel like he's a really funny dude. Azamat Bikoev, bro. Why the fuck did I pick Ryan Loder to beat this guy? I'll never know. I don't know why I picked chinny Luke Rockhold Ryan Bloater to beat this guy, but he completely fucking destroyed him, and he's destroyed Zach Reese as well, who was kind of a prospect that people were talking about. Oh, dude, Zach Reese, man. Oh my god, dude. You know, Azamat Bikoev is a fucking fridge, dude. Look at the way this guy's built, man. He's built like one of those fucking bodybuilders from GTA, dude. He's literally built like one of those like buff ass fish from SpongeBob. And on top of his knockout power, on top of the way that this guy fills out his frame as a middleweight, pause, that's a very gay statement that I just made, I'm sorry. But Azamat Bikoev, if you follow this guy on Twitter, is a fucking legend. This guy literally, I don't know who it is behind the Twitter. I don't know if it's actually him or if Ali Abdelaziz has like hired somebody. Dude, this guy's fucking hilarious, man. Like, one thing with MMA fighters, and maybe this is a controversial opinion, I'll give you a perfect example. Can we stop pretending that fucking Renato Moicano is funny, dude? Guys, guys, it's a safe space. You guys don't have to pretend that Moicano's funny with me, okay? You don't have to pretend anymore. Because I read Moicano tweets now, or I'll see an interview. Easy money, brother, easy money. This is not so easy money. And I'm like, okay, bro. It's been 2 years, dog. You beat Benoit Saint-Denis, bro. Come on, dude. This guy's talking about Dan Hooker. I'm like, come on, bro. You got chinned by TKZ. What are you talking about, bro? Come on, dude. Like, I don't know. For me, I don't find a lot of these fighters that people are like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God, Aspinall's so funny, bro. Moicano's so funny. Azamat Bikoev genuinely makes me laugh. Like, when I read his tweets, I'm actually laughing because this guy's talking about getting banished to the Apex early prelims and shit. Like, I think this guy actually knows ball. And for that reason, Azamat Bikoev, he is my guy at middleweight. I fuck with this guy. I'm all aboard the Bikoev train. I should have picked him against Ryan Bloater. You know, we all make mistakes. But yeah, Azamat Bikoev, I think he's a pretty good dude at middleweight. I don't know how far he'll go. That's one thing I'll say. It's so hard to tell in the middleweight division if a prospect is actually good. Or if this guy runs into GM3, will he get fucking smoked? You know what I mean? It's genuinely hard to tell. But as long as he's winning, I'm on the train, dude. I fuck with Bikoev. I'm rooting for this guy. I think he's pretty decent. All right, man? 2 divisions left to talk about. And listen, man, light heavyweight and heavyweight, they're kind of similar to middleweight, where you look at a prospect and they'll have one performance that's like complete shutout, like, holy fuck, this guy's amazing, this guy could be a future champion. And then one fight later, they're losing to fucking Parker Porter, or they lose to fucking like Rodolfo Gelato or something. You know what I mean? Let me know down below. Have any of you guys ever had a prospect you're like, this is the guy, and then one fight later they lose on a fucking early prelim in the Apex, right? That's a real thing with middleweight. It really is. That's a real thing with fucking middleweight and light heavyweight and heavyweight. It's really easy to look good against fucking Josh Parisian, and then you get fraud checked by fucking, I don't even know, dude, like Andrei Arlovsky or something, right? But I'm going to take some shots in the dark. I'm going to give you some predictions for light heavyweight and heavyweight. First one to talk about, Navajo Sterling, bro. Dude, hair transplant Navajo Sterling is a different beast, man. I think this guy has a lot of potential. Like, I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. I don't think that's a hot take to say Navajo Sterling is probably the most promising prospect at light heavyweight right now. Like, he's not ranked, so he's automatically like the most obvious pick of a prospect. I think most people would have said Zhang Ming Yang before he beat Anthony Smith, before he fluked Anthony Lionheart Smith. Because listen, kid, 5 years ago, Smith wins that fight. But right now, you know, what's the kid's name? Zhang got pretty lucky, right? So he's not a prospect anymore. He's a ranked contender. He's moving up in the division. They're feeding fucking Johnny Walker to him in China. That's fucked. But as for prospects, I think Navajo Sterling, you have a well-rounded fighter with decent wrestling. We saw that in his last fight. Good striking, good defense, you know, training with a solid team. I think they're going to be investing a lot of XP and a lot of skill points into Navajo Sterling now that Izzy is completely fucking washed. And their best fighter right now is like Kai Kara France, you know? I definitely feel like CKB's in a rebuild, bro. Like, they had fucking Justin Tafa and fucking Tyson Pedro and Blood Diamond out there. You know, these guys were OGs off the bench. They just retired. So they're retooling the roster, and I think they're going to put a lot of time and energy into Navajo Sterling being the next guy. So he's already pretty good for a light heavyweight. Like, he has consistently had 2 solid wins back to back, which is already better than most light heavyweight prospects when they show up. He has good striking. He has good defense. He's patient. He doesn't do dumb shit. He has decent power. He can change a fight really quickly. And we saw him even wrestle a little bit in his last fight, like I said. So I think Navajo Sterling, you can kind of bank that this guy probably has good takedown defense as well because of the team that he trains with. I'm going to say Navajo Sterling will go decently far in this division. I think him and Carlos Ulberg are going to be like the new 2 faces of this division, and CKB especially for this weight class. So I'm going to say Navajo Sterling is the pick here for heavyweight, light heavyweight, excuse me. But But yeah, dude, last one to talk about. You can feel the energy changing when I'm talking about heavyweight, because it's like, who is it, bro? Like, is it fucking Martin Buday? You know? I'm just remembering Martin Buday's last fight. His belly was literally shaking the entire fight. Literally jiggling at range. I say that as a joke. I'm not joking with Martin Buday. This cunt is literally jiggling at range against people. He's like a prospect in the division. Hairline is in the middle of his fucking head. He looks like a full-blown taxi driver that owns a business. And he's one of the best unranked fighters. My pick for heavyweight, I'm going to say Kennedy Nzechukwu, bro. I know that this is a 32-year-old prospect. I know I make fun of Lerone Murphy, but I'm going to cut him some slack at heavyweight. Because at heavyweight, this is kind of like an older man's division. And Kennedy Nzechukwu actually knows how to strike. Like, he actually has some skills. I think he will be ranked in the top 10 soon. I feel like bro, this division is so fucking dead. That's all I have to say, man. Kennedy Nzechukwu, just a mid-level light heavyweight that lost to fucking OSP. I look at this guy now at heavyweight and I say this could be a future champion. That's how shit this division is, bro. You have like 4 or 5 good people in this division. Jones, Aspinall, Blades, Pavlovich, Almeida, Volkov. Gane exists as well. The rest are literally complete fucking blobs. And all you have to do in this division is win 2 fights. Don'Tale Mayes was fucking ranked. Don'Tale Mayes, literally, bro, if Don'Tale Mayes showed up on Street Beefs and the opponent was athletic enough, I would consider picking the other guy. I'm dead serious, bro. Don'Tale Mayes, are you fucking serious, dude? Martin Buday is a prospect in this division. And you expect me to get on here, dude? Oh my god, man. Dude, the way Martin Buday fucking jabs and jiggles at range. Dude, this division's absolutely fucking cooked. And especially for any of my fans out there that were like me, that was watching this division back when it was in Ngannou. And even when Cain Velasquez came back and we were like, holy fuck, Cain versus all these guys. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time period this division was fucking badass. Like Cain, JDS, Verdum, Stipe, Overeem. Mark Hunt was floating around, like all these fucking guys. And now what do we got, dude? Kennedy Nzechukwu is genuinely the best prospect and the brightest prospect in this division. So these are my picks for the UFC prospects and up-and-coming fighters that I think you should invest in. Again, bring these guys' names up as to look like a hardcore with your friends, you know? Repeat some of these takes that I said. Dude, Jacoby Smith, dude, this guy's the next Khabib, bro. Say some shit like that. You're going to look like a genius, guys. So let me know down below, though, what prospects do you guys think will go very far in the UFC? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel to become a hardcore like me. Make sure you go follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well, at Bedtime MMA. And I will see you guys next week for UFC 316 Fight Week. We cannot wait for this fight week. This is the best pay-per-view of all time. I can't wait to see it. See you guys there. Have a good one. Goodbye.